Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Ondo. Wanted to do a full update. There's some news I need to talk about. There's some technical developments that we need to talk about as well that are quite important, even. So in general, it's I'll try to keep the video short and concise as always. But there are some things we definitely need to discuss. So let's get right into it. Now, starting off with the news. I mean, the technicals. There's quite a lot to talk about regarding that as well. Ondo has been relatively weak over the course of this week. And we've dropped back down into, or at least we're very close to dropping back down into this range we were in, right? So between, what is it, like the beginning of March until we really broke out last week with the good news. But now the good news has kind of faded away. Ondo initially found support still at the retest of the range right here between around 92. 92 I always say is the main key level to look at. So we initially got that retest, but we lost strength, right? And you can see that with the volume right here. The open interest is still quite high, and that's also one of the reasons why I think we can still bounce back. But ultimately, if we just have to observe what we see right now, and we have to work with that, what you can see is that we found support initially, but then we dropped down below that, and we have respected over the course of yesterday the breakdown within the previous balance as well. Right, so right here we've accepted back into the range. Excuse me for that beautiful drawing. So that's what we can see technically. But like I said, there's some things going on which I think can still push the price up higher and to make this a bit of a fake out. But we'll talk about that later. Fundamentally, Ondo is still doing fine. TVL is growing. TVL I think is even at an all-time high right now at $1.04 billion. And then yesterday we got the news that Ondo was moving to Solana, all right, expanding their stablecoin and services to Solana as well, which I think is incredibly bullish. Incredibly bullish. It's bullish, of course. I mean, it basically increases their markets and improves their product availability as well. So in that sense, it's bullish, but very often you don't really see a reaction to this immediately, right? Long term, it makes the project better. So long term, we can see some more TVL growth and we can see more adoption for its stablecoin, which is very bullish. But short term, it might actually function a little bit more as a sell the news effect, or at least it looks like we're seeing that right now. Now, like I said, Ondo technically has dropped back down into that range between 76 and 92 cents. And what we want to make this a bit of a detour, right? So that we basically make this a fake out, and that we'll be able to reclaim this and rally back up to 1.04 and 1.1. That's what we want to see. Now, is that a possibility? Yes. For multiple reasons, and I'm trying to get some open interest data right here because I want to make sure that the open interest we're seeing right now is most likely short orders, and I do think it is. I mean, you can see right here, open interest is a bit weird right here, but you can see open interest has been increasing a lot overnight while the CVD is going down. So what that means is short positions being opened. Now that could be because of an anticipated sell the news effect. That could just be something across the markets. I mean, to be fair, it does look slightly more likely that Bitcoin is going to pull back here into 96,000, into 95,400. Over the course of today, we also have some news today, which could be, not disastrous, but which could be bad for crypto. So therefore, it's very double, right? Because all those shorts make me think, all right, well, that's fuel to the upside. We can just spike down to the POC at 87 cents, reclaim this level and rally back up. However, I don't see enough strength for Ondo to do something like this if Bitcoin doesn't continue to be bullish, and potentially even if we don't see a bullish Bitcoin or a bearish Bitcoin dominance, right? Because the Bitcoin dominance yesterday was very, very strong, and that's also why a coin like Ondo, even though Bitcoin rallied, did not do that much. So even though I do think we have a chance to break back out again, I'd say it's most likely due to the uncertainty with the news, due to the most likely Bitcoin direction, and due to what we see from Ondo itself. I'd say it's most likely we will remain relatively stable, but that we will ultimately drop back down into this range and that we'll find balance here again. So those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know. All right, I'll definitely keep you updated on this, but for now that's it. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.